Hello YouTube, it's Joey again for the third time this week, and I want to show you my Odion list, or not mine, I didn't create this. I'm doing the deck list real quick for you guys. But a lot of you guys have been asking me about Odion, and I figured the Duelist Cup is here, why not give it a shot? Now, many of you refer to this as Odion Stun. I'm not sure if that is what I would necessarily call it. It doesn't really feel stunny, but it's been a great pleasure to play. Look at this, look at this. It's going really well. I think this is where I left off with Exodia. This is my first Odion game. I lost it, I can't watch it back. But from here, oh no, I don't want to save it. I want to play it. I want to show you guys the games. So it might be a little bit of a longer video. I'm gonna do this uncut so I can give some commentary. And basically I'm testing this deck so you guys don't have to. Also, I got my little daughter right here on the right of me right now, and I hope she behaves. Now, I get Shifted, which the deck doesn't absolutely not care about too much. We have that as well in the deck. Now, my opponent is playing Malice, so we negate the White Rabbit. And from here, the bad part is our cards will be banished. So we cannot use Anubis to summon him and spin the cards back. But we'll just watch and see how it goes. He really wants to get rid of the Gozen match because he cannot use any kind of Splash Mage right now. And he's playing a weird version. Also, I am not quite sure what happened there. But maybe one of you guys knows. I'm playing the Primite version as you saw in the deck list, so there's a lot going on right now. I choose to just get rid of that SP. Now I have Drill Beam live right here. I have one negate for whatever comes my way. And hopefully I figured there might be, what is it? What do you call it again? A barrel. A barrel. Barrel might come back to my hand later. For now, we're just setting. I'm throwing this in the graveyard to hopefully get my Anubis out there somewhere. This is the Zodiac engine of the deck. I use this a lot in my stun deck. It rarely comes out though, so I'm not sure if this is how you should play it. If you guys see a way to play this better than me, just let me know. But in this case, Trident was very, very good. So that was my first win. That was a year. This is where we are now. To just cut the video a little bit shorter, I will not go over the losses. It's only 3 or 4 of them, so it's not that big of a miss. But I probably brick. I don't remember all of them, but there's just nothing worth seeing there. So we drill beam that to make sure we can get into our engine, but my opponent wants none of that. So that was quick game. So this is a loss. Let's go to the next one. Hello Lola. Hello. She's done with her toys. She's now grabbing stuff she's not supposed to grab, and probably soon she's gonna get 2 cables. So we gotta hurry up here. But for now, it's all fine. So this is actually a really cool game. This is Dracotail trying to set up, and look how much we actually have to negate all that stuff. Now, we kind of want to use Pot E here, but even though he had everything in his hand that he needed to set up a perfect board, he just had a little bit more. So that's unfortunate, but we have a Floodgate and 1 Omni Negate. Well, not an Omni Negate, but we can negate anything on the field, which we do not need to. I think that was Yuzu, then we lost again, and we should be here. So these losses, there wasn't really a game where it was like a great game that I lost. It was just basically, yeah, I just got screwed. Okay, here we shift. Fantastic card this meta. And my opponent is playing some form of Mitsurugi, so you can't see that in a Duelist Cup. You can't scout your opponent's decks. But I guess this card being on the field, Orcus is not happy with the banishments. We're setting up here. I still am not sure what the use of this card is, but it allows you to get a body out, so I'm using it for that. And once again, I'm going into my Trident, getting rid of the Drew Sworn because we're still under Shifter, and if I banish it now, it will not send any of my cards to the graveyard. I was about to pop the field spell as well, but my opponent wants none of that. So we had this one. And we're going up against Louise. I know some players like to hide their opponent's names. I will not do that. It will be a lot of editing, but I respect every single one. I mean, it's all a card game. You win some, you lose some. Okay, here I am baiting for an Ash, which actually works. So, yep, happy with that. We're still drawing what we would have drawn with the Anubis. We get Droll as well, which is absolutely fine with me. I have Maxi in my hand here. I think I made a misplay here. So I should have summoned a Popus first. Then I could set the other one and I would have a negate. Now I throw Maxi and now I get Crossout Designator. I could have negated my voice. This one. I could have negated it with this one. Anyway, I did not, so that's unfortunate. You can use this with the traps. They are normal monsters. Special summon this card as a normal monster. So that is really cool. Some cool plays. We get drolled again, but my opponent scoops anyway. Oh, I'm still struggling with this voice thingy, this cold or whatever it is. She's now playing with what she's supposed to play with. Everything is under control. We can still go on in this video. Alright, this hand wasn't necessarily the best hand, but it's not too bad either. It has everything I need. So I can get negates out. I get drolled here. So yeah, that's the thing. Now I know I can summon this without being maxi. And I have 3 negates here. So honestly, I don't really care. Now I lost 1 negate, but still, there's Tenpai. I have a card in hand, so I can banish that and survive a turn. Now, that's the beauty of the Primite engine. It just keeps going. So, and the Odion engine, it probably never gets to the grind game. It never really did for me, but it's also a lot of recycling in there. These cards just keep coming back. You can use your Anubis to just spin the cards back from the graveyard, keep summoning your Anubis, keep drawing your cards. It just goes on like that forever. So that's a good part of the deck. I also see people play the deck with Fissure, so you're not allowing any form of a graveyard. You're just banishing everything, which I don't. I just copied this list, honestly. This list is from Victinium. He did really well with it in the weekly meta. And I just copied it because I figured it looked good. I wanted to try Primite. But you could play more Floodgates with Banishment, or you could put in a Super Poly if you wanted to. Look at this. We're playing all traps here. Even with all traps, we're still in a good spot. And my opponent scoops because we were about to negate that. And we had so much more right there. We had a Dominator on the field to negate a monster and draw another Purge. We had Impulse in there. We had so much negates. So it's not really a stun deck. I wouldn't refer to it as a stun deck, but it is not doing bad at all. Here, we finally go into Anubis. Then there's the man with treasures of the king. Setting up our engine here. And we also have a Gozen match. This deck plays really well under Gozen match because Barrel is an Earth. These monsters will become Earth. The man is an Earth. And my opponent figures out really quick that Goes a Match does not allow him to fuse in whatever he wanted to fuse into. That was this game, I think. We have 4 more. 4 more games. Yeah. Yeah. Gaat goed, hè? She's behaving well. So proud of her. Teaching her young how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Alright, there we go again. So we have a full Primite hand and a little bit of dominance in here. We get the Drill Beam, and I love that I have a Drill Beam in my hand as well. So I'm just trying to thin out the deck here. That's why I set another one. Also, I could boost my barrel if I wanted to. Here, I banish, and I banished his Anubis. So I might have just locked him out of the engine completely. Now here, I banish his Eldritch, and he's not happy with that. So that was probably the bread and butter of his deck. And it is now gone. And I think I just set 4 more. I forgot. I think I'm here. 3 more. Hold up. I gotta grab her. Here, try to grab the mic. No, not the keyboard. Alright, back for the next game. We got good old Max C here, and it resolves. So that is a game win. This card has a lot like that. Max C resolving is usually a game win. If Shifter resolves, it's a game win. We get the setup here. Everything goes very well. There's Max C, but we don't really care. I decide to go into the Primite engine to get 1 more negate. But this is honestly just fine. I attack and I send this to the graveyard. Because if I summon these Apopit's cards, they will be normal and my barrel will just come back to me next turn. And then we can do it all again. We got some Gem Knights here. We already negate that, but we also had more impulse. There was still so much. So it is the Duelist Cup. Maybe opponents scoop a little bit faster than usual. But as you can see, the deck is very versatile. Come on. This voice. Also, a ridiculous hand. Remember, we win this game. So there's a Fua, which we don't care about. I'm setting 2. So I am not too worried. Well, I can get blown out of the water real quick here, but that is negated. I still have 2 more negates. My opponent has nothing here. He sets. So there is another negate. Now I have 4 negates for next turn. Which my opponent has 4 cards. Now he has 5. So I'm still good. He has nothing. So this is about who draws faster. I draw into my engine here. He maxes, but he also decides to scoop. Because he knows it's probably over. By the way, did you see that? He played Max C and it said win rate when this card is played is 93%. Oh my god. 93% win rate if you play or if you resolve Max C. Here's my last game. For now, that is. I'm already at level 18. I just went straight to the top with this. It's crazy. Here, I think I banish my own load. Yes, because I want to bring back the Drill Beam. I just set the other load to get it out of my deck so I can get good draws. So, my opponent goes for a Sengenjin, which I just simply ash. He cross outs, but I decide to negate the cross out. I don't want Sengenjin on the field. There's some Orcus here. And here we go into skill drain, so we negate that. We also do not allow Harper to resolve. He probably thought he baited that Ash, but he did not. Now we are exactly where we want to be. We also draw a Tikaboo, so Orcus is not really happy with that, I suppose. I go into a Draco Berserker. I want a thick body as monsters are negated. Do some big damage, and now I know if that Sengenjin resolves, he only has 1,000 life points, so this golem cannot summon itself, and he knows it. He scoops, it's over. These were my first games with Odion, so I played it with Primite. I don't really consider it stun. Alright, short little edit guys, because that was the point where she literally unplugged my microphone. But anyway, I got some more games in with the deck. It's really successful for me. Give it a try and let me know what you think about it. See you next time, guys.